Greetings. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm really, really privileged that you can make time, to be with me again for these conversations related to relationships. And thank you as well for all the questions that you sent in. And I'd like to start with the question that became on the scale, the most asked, which is, how do you know that someone loves you? How do you know that you are going into the right relationship based on that issue of love? And I'd like to respond to that question by asking, how do you know you love yourself? Do you love yourself? That is usually, the first place to start. Do you love yourself? And how do you know that you love yourself? Now, quite a number of times when people are asked that question, they are so certain that they love themselves. They're so certain that they know, so much about themselves, and so they love themselves. Why? Because, they dress well, they give themselves treats when they can, and they look good. But is that what loving yourself is all about? One of the major reasons you need to be able to answer this question and answer it properly is that if you do not have any basis upon which you measure whether somebody loves you or not, you won't be able to tell whether the person loves you. It is not a question that anybody is going to answer for you, because your life and my life are not the same. And the things I expect in life might not be what you expect in life. And so it's important that you know yourself, and it's important that you love yourself. It's important that you know what you want as a person and be able to define what self-love or love for self would mean to a person like you. This is one of the situations where what goes for the goose might not go for the gander. So here's the situation. If you say you love yourself, how do you choose what you eat? For instance, I think it was Hippocrates that said, you are what you eat. Was it Hippocrates or Imhotep? I don't know. But you are what you eat. What it means fundamentally is that some of the times you eat things that are not good for you, things that make you sick, things that ultimately are capable of destroying you. Now, if you do that, I ask you a very simple question. Do you love yourself? If you're being careless with your life, with your education, with your business, with the people around you, with the information that should drive you towards a positive direction, would you say you love yourself? So this is the very, very interesting thing. Most of the times we put our issues on the shoulders of other people and just like to take that position where we expect for people to be our knights in shining armor, or the ones that take the full responsibility concerning our lives. But there are certain things that we need to do as well. So to be able to answer whether you love yourself or not, you need to ask yourself, what are your values? What is important to you? Where are you heading in life? What is your direction? What are the things you expect out of life? And what choices have you made as far as pursuing those dreams and reaching those goals are concerned? When you're not paying attention to these things, you will go into any kind of relationship just because the person voiced out the word love. Just the moment the person says, I love you, then it makes a lot of sense to you. But the question is, how do you know you love me? I was seeing a movie one time, and the guy said to the lady, I love you. And the lady goes, you don't even know me. And I found that very, very interesting. When someone says, I love you, what does it truly mean? And how do they know that they love you? It brings me to the second point. Feelings come and go. Feelings come and go. Feelings never stay. So love goes beyond a feeling to become knowledge. It's got to be something that you know. So in the process of connecting with the person, you need to be able to assess this person to find out if the person's values connect with yours, or if this person's values are able to carry yours complement your values even while he is pursuing his or her own dreams. You need to pay attention to these things. If you say, this person loves me. Let me use weed, for instance. There are people that have, they began to smoke weed by association. They began to drink alcohol by association. They began to club by association. There are so many things that we are capable of doing by association. There are also people that became better in school by association. They became more confident in life by association. They started to pursue after life more seriously by association. So it's important that you know where you stand. Know what is important to you. Know what you love. Know what loving yourself means before you can bring somebody into your life. Now, when the person also says, I love you, if you do not have the basis for measuring love for yourself, you would never be able to measure the love that this person is speaking of. So it's not enough to just say, if this person loves me, then the person must be able to do A, B, C, or D. Are you capable of doing those things for yourself? Can you do those things for yourself? Can you discipline yourself? Can you guide yourself to do things in a certain way? Do you have an ambition? Do you have expectations from life? And if you have expectations of life, how are you pursuing after them? If you want to be a medical doctor, what are you doing towards that dream? If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, what are you doing towards that dream? Do you just wake up and say, I'm going? What are your targets in life? That is how you connect with people, and that is how you drive towards a certain direction with people. And so it's very, very important that you pay attention to these realities and know how to measure love, how to understand love, how to pay attention to whether somebody loves you or not, and how to ultimately know whether you are being derailed or not. Always remember, feelings come and go. And when the feelings go, will you continue to be in that relationship till the feelings return? And anything can make feelings go. The fact that you are even concentrating on an exam, the fact that you have a business project that you're pursuing can make feelings go. And when feelings go, are you still going to continue to pay attention to that relationship? Or would you say, I'm not being inspired by this relationship anymore? There are choices that you need to make as far as that issue is concerned. So the first question you must answer, do you love yourself? If you can answer that question, then you will know whether somebody loves you or not. Okay, so I hope the short time we've spent having this conversation has been very helpful to you, and I am looking forward to getting more questions from you. My name is Ogochukwu Chideberenweke, and you can send me your messages on Facebook. My name is Ogochukwu Nweke on Facebook, and you can also send me a message on Marriage Clinic with Ogo. Marriage Clinic with Ogo. And on Instagram, find me on Marriage Clinic. You can also send me a message on Marriage Clinic. And on Twitter, you can look for Brave African and just DM me. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you next time.